What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Your boy Omar. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Means a lot, helps a lot. Let's get into it. So, of the aftermath of the James Harden trade, I'm here to ask a question. Should teams beat the superstar to their unhappiness, and when it's clear they have a ceiling, should they trade their players before the value goes down because they want out and demand to be out? So they can avoid the ugliness and they can get more value more on their players that they're giving away. Let's use the Utah Jazz, for example. There's a ceiling, right? So, before we get to the Jazz, if you're not, the best way to build up a team, right, is to draft a star player, and while he's still on his rookie deal, he's going to be playing at an elite level, but getting paid like $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 million because he's still on his rookie deal, and build a team around them. Sign a max free agent, right? So you have a very good team, and then once your rookie's eligible to get a max deal, you sign him, but since you have bird rights on him because you drafted him, so you're able to go over the cap to sign him. And contrast that, you're not able to do it, and your star's already off his rookie deal, and then you're not able to build a team around them that's able to compete for a championship. So to use Utah, for example, Donovan Mitchell is about to be off his rookie deal, so that time span is over. Mike Conley, unfortunately, hasn't lived up to what they got, which is fine. He regressed. It happened. Utah did his job. This is still a very good team. I want to make this clear. Utah did a good job building this team. Bogdanovich, Joe Ingles, brought back Derek Favors. But I also want to do this. Rudy Gobert just got paid $200 million. The Utah Jazz have a clear ceiling here. So the question is, based on Utah's situation, right? I'm not saying I agree with this. It's just a question I'm proposing. So don't come after me. Should the Utah Jazz move Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert so in order to move on and restart before Mitchell becomes unhappy and demands a trade? Because you saw superstars are going to get what they want. They'll have more opportunity here to get what they want in return for Donovan Mitchell. And you're able to move on before getting put into this hole that James Harden did to Houston, for example. So now I want you guys to let me know in the comment section, what should Utah do? Should they keep writing shit, or do they start moving these pieces away? Now, to look from both sides, if you decide that it's better to move Donovan Mitchell now, you're able to get more pieces and more, because he's not unhappy in Utah, as far as we know, right? So you'll be able to get a lot better assets and more picks, and you're able to trade them to various other teams, so you have more options to choose from. Rudy Gobert. $200 million is a lot, but they are going to be suited for Gobert. Mike Conley's up next season. You're going to, whether you just let him walk, that's up for them. That's up to you to decide if you're the Utah Jazz. So you decide on to let him walk or a sign and trade for Mike Conley. Bogdanovich is still going to get paid. Joe Ingles is still going to be getting paid. So you're able to move off these veterans that are to contend teams that they feel like they're a piece away and get assets for them, and you can start building up. Or, which this is going to be the side I'm leaning on, you always wait, because there is going to be someone that's going to get annoyed of the franchise and want out, and that's when a team like this will be able to strike. Because as far as I know, Utah still owns their picks, right? So they'll be able to trade. They're able to use, because some of these players like Joe Ingles and Bogdanovich, they're able to pay. They're getting paid. They're not getting paid like the minimum. They're getting paid around $9 million a piece, right? Royce O'Neal also falls into that category. So they would be, and then when Mike Conley's free agent, you're able to do a sign and trade or just re-sign Conley and build a team that has a higher ceiling than this current team as it stands now. So it's just two sides that it's weighing here and that. You saw what happened to James Harden. They were forced to either be Philly or Brooklyn, because no other of the 26 teams or 27 teams were going to be comfortable in trading for James Harden, and if he was going to go to that franchise and just become their headache, and then they would have gutted the franchise, just have to trade James Harden to Brooklyn eventually anyways, or just lose him for nothing. So in this situation, you'll be able to, let's say Utah, let's say, for example, Mitchell only wants to go to like Dallas, for example. That would keep teams away like an Orlando or an Atlanta who would be ready to make a deal, who would be more willing to make a deal because they feel like they're right there at the next step. With Trae Young still being on his rookie deal, right? For an example, there, like it would make more sense. It would be easier for them to move on their current stars, right? For like a Rudy Gobert, then just have to wait and then only be able to trade him to Dallas, because then Atlanta will be like, well, Mitchell's not going to stay here. He's just going to want out. So this is the tricky question that's coming off the James Harden trade that's going to go across the NBA, because it's no secret that this is a player-dominated league, right? So I just had this conversation with someone that was like, well, yeah, at this point, teams should just move on once they know there's a ceiling that they won't be able to break through. But you don't also want to see small market teams, because they're a team like Utah, a team like Cleveland, they're not likely to get free agents, if we're being honest. So do you really want to lose these stars like a Donovan Mitchell for nothing? You don't. But you have them there, and there's still a chance you're able to build this. So you're going to run the risk as a franchise to keep them, but they still want to be there and try to build around them, which I have faith Utah can do. They just have to wait for the opportunity to strike, whether it's this offseason coming up when Conley's a free agent, and try to revamp the roster there, because Utah is in need of a retool, because as I see it, they're going to be a second-round exit, or maybe they finally do reach the conference finals, depending on how Conley plays throughout the year and how healthy they are at the end of the road. So it's very tough to see, or very interesting, I should say, to see how a team like Utah would work. In my opinion, I think Utah in particular should keep Mitchell. You have an elite defensive center in Rudy Gobert. Regardless of Shaq's trolls, he's still an elite shot blocker. Mike Conley has played very well to start this year. Maybe he could be consistent, right? A good defender and a good shooter. Then you have the other pieces, Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal, Jordan Clarkson, Derek Favors. Maybe you turn a couple of those players and draft picks in order to get an upgrade at whatever position you want, and to boast this roster and be a little bit higher up, so you're able to compete with these other teams. Or I want to hear from the other side too in the comment section down below, a version of where this team can really make a trade and trade Mitchell out, and what do you think a package for Donovan Mitchell can be? Because after this year, his extension kicks in, where he's getting paid $28 million, and then there's going to be no free agent Utah gets. Because whatever money they spent on Mike Conley, they will have the ability to re-sign Conley only because they signed him to a max deal there, because Mitchell was on his rookie deal, and once he enters that, Mike Conley's going to be the best option they have in terms of a big deal. Because they won't be able to bring anyone else, because they ran out of time in terms of Mitchell's rookie deal. Dallas still has that time because Luka's still on his rookie deal. Atlanta has time. Put it this way, Atlanta was only able to have this offseason because Trae Young was still on his rookie deal. Just to use that as an example, right? Utah used that time on Mike Conley. Whether that was a right decision or not, we will see in due time. But that's what they did. So to wrap this up, I just want to ask you guys a question. What do you think? Should teams move forward and realize that there's a ceiling, we're not going to be able to break through it, and before our stars are unhappy and our options become slim and less options as time goes on, do we trade our stars before it's too late so we're able to get more out of them? Or let me also know, do you think they should keep them and just ride the road until the end like Houston did? And just make it clear, Houston got to the conference finals a couple of times, and they were a game away from making it to the NBA finals. Let's not forget that. So we're nowhere near Donovan Mitchell being unhappy in Utah. So make that clear. I'm not here saying that he's unhappy and they should just move him now. I'm just asking the question based on what we saw happen in Houston. Should these teams start changing their mindsets a little bit here? So that's going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.